The objective for today is I can solve a word problem by drawing a picture or using a number bond. I'm going to give you two examples, one with drawing a picture and one with a number bond, and then you're going to have a turn to solve a problem whichever way you would like. So this first one says, Mrs. Mills has 17 candy canes. Mrs. James has 5 less candy canes than Mrs. Mills. How many candy canes does Mrs. James have? So to start, I have to think about, well, what do I know? So I know that Mrs. Mills has 17 candy canes. So I'm going to draw out her 17 candy canes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now I have to think about, well, what else do I know? So I know that Mrs. James has 5 less candy canes, or fewer. So what I could do is I could take Mrs. Mills's candy canes and take away 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what I have left is how many Mrs. James has. So if I wanted to write a number sentence for this, I would start with my total, what Mills had, and I would take away the 5. So I would start with 17 that Mrs. Mills had, minus the 5 less that Mrs. James had, and then I am left with 12. Let's try another one. There are 68 kinds of pizza at Emo's. Mr. Bonacker likes 55 of the pizzas. So how many does he not like? So for this one, we're going to practice using a number bond. So I need to think about, what do I have? Do I have my whole or do I have my parts? So when it says there are 68 different kinds of pizzas at Emo's, is that the total that they have or just the part? Well, it would be the total. So I'm going to put that in my whole. Next, it says Mr. Bonacker likes 55 of the pizzas. So that's going to be one of my parts. And then my missing part would be, well, how many do they have that he doesn't like? So that's where my question mark would go. And I know with number bonds, if I'm missing a part, that means I need to set up a subtraction problem. So I do my whole minus one of my parts equals my missing part. So I'm going to set up the problem 68 minus 55. So I'm going to start with 8 minus 5 equals 3. 6 minus 5 equals 1. So Mr. Bonacker does not like 13 of the pizzas at Emo's. This last one is for you to try. So it says there are 95 students in second grade. 43 of the students are girls. How many are boys? So I went ahead and drew a number bond because I think that would be the best way to solve this problem. Otherwise, you're going to be drawing 95 students, and that's a lot to draw and can get kind of confusing. So go ahead and pause the video, solve this problem, and then come back and check. Hopefully you realize that 95 was the whole, and 43 was one of the parts. So we were missing a part. And when we're missing a part, we set up a subtraction problem. So you did 95 minus 43, and that equals 52. Great job. Today for your independent practice, you have 2 more problems to solve. Make sure for each one you can decide if you want to draw a picture or do a number bond. But remember, drawing the picture is better if you only have numbers that are less than 20. And either way, even if you draw a picture or do the number bond, make sure I want to see your number sentence and I need to see your answer. Turn it in when you finish.